So now we're going to talk about a couple of cases. And for the next couple of lessons, we're going to work with quadratics, which are essentially variables raised to the second power. Okay, so we're going to talk about quadratics. So we know that the second power is the same as a square. Second power is the same as a square. That's what we say. So we say second power is the same as square. Okay, and I'm going to delete that so that it doesn't become confusing later. But let's look here, right? Sometimes we're going to have an expression that has a variable squared and a number squared. And it can either look like this, let's go with m squared plus 16, or it can be y squared minus, let's go with 4. This, there's not a whole lot we can do with. Okay. All right. This one, there is. And here's why. Y squared minus 4 is a special kind of expression, and we call that the difference of two squares. And you can even make that neat. That's pretty important, so I'm going to difference of two squares, because that is so important. I just decided to do that. So let's clean up our workspace a bit here. And here. And here. And here. Okay, so now before we go on, we're going to talk about something. We're going to talk about the nomials. Okay, so when we looked at expressions, we had something called a monomial, and that's essentially a coefficient of some sort. So we're going to use a as a coefficient and a variable of some sort, and that variable can be raised to different powers. We can have b r squared. If you want to look at a common one, it'd be like 4x to the fourth. That's a monomial. A binomial is when you have more than one, or we have two nomials. Monomials, I'm kidding. When you have two monomials, so you could have x squared plus 4. That's a binomial. You have two. Okay. So we tend to call binomials expressions where we have some sort of variable in combination with some sort of number, but we can also have something like this, where you've got this and you've got this, where you have a number and a variable, and a number and a variable. So those are monomials here. These are binomials. Polynomials just means more than one. So you can have 3x to the 5th plus 2x squared plus 3x plus 10. Those are polynomials. You can probably guess what a trinomial is. Trinomial, let's go again. You may see that I kind of prefer using the x, because that's kind of what algebra is about. So those are our different types of polynomials, binomials, and monomials. And next we're going to talk about how we multiply binomials.